let's get some analysis on what's happening in the Panjshir Valley. Colin Clarke joins us now from Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania. He is a senior research fellow over at the Soufan Center. Colin, good to have you on the show. Okay, so negotiations have failed, and as far as we know, the heavy fighting in the valley is continuing. That being set aside, the Taliban have also said they'd like to form a government that would represent all Afghans. I mean, the fact that there's heavy fighting still going on, does this mean that anyone who's part of this national resistance front will not be part of a future Taliban government?
Well, it looks like it. I think, the Taliban have been saying one thing and doing another throughout the course of this conflict. It wouldn't surprise me if the Taliban's rhetoric does not match its deeds. In fact, I fully expect the Taliban to press the offensive militarily and try to fully wipe out any kind of resistance in the Panjshir.
Here is another one of the Taliban's rhetoric. They've been pushing out the idea that, they have this Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, which is home to all Afghans. Do you think that the resistance has to be a blow to this sort of image of unity?
Not really. I think, it's small, it's isolated, and it's unlikely to last. And so, again, the Taliban's well aware that right now the international community is watching intently and is really kind of scrutinizing their every move. So they're going to say and do the right things until they think the moment is right for them to move. And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised to see significant progress by the Taliban and its Al-Qaeda and Haqqani allies in fighting against the resistance over the coming days and weeks.
Okay, so you talked about sort of the different factions in the country. Let's talk about possibly the different factions within the National Resistance Front. I mean, as far as we know, it is not a homogeneous group as it's perhaps perceived. I mean, there are militia in there. There are former Afghan security force members in there. I mean, it's not just, one group.
It's not a monolith, and it's not really backed by any external power of note, at least not at the time being. And so my sense is that it's really only a matter of time before the Taliban, which is both quantitatively and qualitatively superior to the resistance, and frankly, to all other organized groups in the country, before the Taliban moves to really consolidate power and influence in this part of the country. My fear is that it could be quite a bloody and prolonged battle, but time will tell.
And how do you think this affects the Taliban moving forward if it is a long and heavy battle?
Well, look, the Taliban's been fighting for 20 years, so I think the heavy lifting is done. The United States is withdrawn, and now it's really, open for the Taliban to kind of pick and choose its shots and to pick and choose where it wants to fight and when. So I think Taliban has all the leverage here, and I don't expect this to be something that serves as a major impediment for the Taliban in reasserting control over, large swaths of the country as they've done already.
All right, Colin Clarke, thank you very much for joining us here on the NewsHour. I do appreciate your analysis.